about that once we get more in depth. But first off, what do you think about the number one pick in Anthony Edwards?
I mean, so I called you right before the draft, and we were
Yep.
on the phone talking. Dude, it was the most nervous I've ever been. It felt like before like a basketball game again. Like I
Yeah,
was,
when that like little 5 minute timer was like when the Wolves were on the clock, like I wasn't talking to anyone. I was just sitting there all quiet.
no, like I seriously was getting the nerves. I was getting like butterflies almost. I
Like
was
you
so
were part of the draft.
yeah, and like I wanted us to draft LaMelo so bad. Just like I got myself so hyped up about LaMelo, but
Yeah.
but I was bummed out right at first. Like I was like, shit, like we messed up again. But after thinking about it and like what they always say, like wait a few days, like wait like 24 hours, 24-hour rule.
Yep.
And you know what? Now I'm starting to like the pick. I think it was the best pick that we could have made as an organization. And I think that he's going to be a really good fit with our team. I
I
mean,
think
there's
so
some
too.
concerns, but overall, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Right when they said Anthony Edwards, I was a little bummed out because like obviously we both wanted LaMelo to get picked, but then like you said, I thought about it overnight, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? He fits perfectly. We need a forward or a shooting guard to complement Malik Beasley and D'Angelo and Cat, and I think he's the best scorer in the draft for sure. No doubt in my mind about that. He has the best NBA ready body. He's 6 foot. They said he was 6'6" actually, and
No
230
way.
is what they just measured him as. He said he grew an inch during the draft process, so that's pretty cool actually. Um, I think what's really important for him is the Wolves don't have too many vets on their team right now. They're the youngest team in the NBA, so we definitely need someone to, kind of put them under their wing. I would want D'Lo or Cat to do it, but I just don't know if they're ready to have a guy like that yet. So I think maybe we'll talk about the Ricky Rubio trade. So I think hopefully he could be that guy. But I think in free agency, we definitely need to bring in a couple more guys that could kind of just compliment him and take him under their wing and show him the way of the NBA.
Yeah, kind of like Kevin Garnett when we brought Kevin Garnett back to mentor Cat.
Yeah, most
What about
definitely.
like Jamal Crawford? Is he still in the league?
He is still in the league. I don't know exactly what team he's on or if he's a free agent or not, but I think he was. If for people that don't know, he was a Timberwolves six man for a couple of years. And he was a great guy to have off the bench. So I wouldn't be mad about taking him back. But we also have to look at the cap situation because we don't have a ton of room after we just took the first overall pick.
That's true. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people are saying that he doesn't even like basketball, so then that's automatic Andrew Wiggins comparison, and we don't want another Andrew Wiggins situation going on here, and the problem with that is like that I know that might not even be a true statement or like it might have been taken out of context, but the Timberwolves have had problems with that in the past. That's why Jimmy Butler had to get out of here so fast because he thought the starting lineup was just a bunch of bums. Like
Yeah, definitely. I like. It was part of that ESPN. They did an ESPN cover story on Anthony Edwards, and they took a part out of it because he was like a really good football player, but he got hurt, and yeah, he didn't even make basketball his primary sport until high school. So that should tell you right there that he's just oozing with potential. Because if we've played basketball longer than Anthony Edwards, so I mean like that's kind of crazy to think about. So I mean like he's got a lot to learn, but like just based off of raw talent, I don't think there's a better prospect out there because that guy has everything to succeed. If he becomes a little bit more efficient, grinds, works hard, I don't see any reason why he can't be another star.
all right, so let's make a hot take right here. So say in 1 year we're gonna come back, or at the end of the season we'll come back and look at this exact moment. What are your predictions for Anthony Edwards, and what do you think at the end of the year we're gonna be thinking about him as a player?
I think he's gonna be one of the leading scorer rookies because I think that's just the way he plays. He's a scorer. That's his number one trait about him. He's a scorer. So I think he'll average more points than LaMelo. Um, I think the injury to James or to Klay Thompson could potentially. I don't know. I think Anthony Edwards will be the leading scorer out of all the rookies. I think he'll average about 17, 18 points a game just because he's going to be pushed right into a huge role right away. And he's got the talent to do that, score 18 a game. So I don't know if he'll win Rookie of the Year. Wiseman, him, or possibly even Obi Toppin have really good shots to win Rookie of the Year. But I think he'll have a good season. I think we're going to be impressed with him. I hope he forms into that Donovan Mitchell type player. I think that'd
Okay.
be a great spot for him.
See, I'm torn. I think there's a chance that we could be going Anthony Bennett route here. A small chance. I think there's a small chance about that.
Yeah.
I think he's going to start out slow. That's my prediction. I think he's going to start out slow, and it's going to take a bit for the whole team to get going.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. I think we saw glimpses of horribleness before the All-Star break last year with that Wolves team, obviously. But once we got D'Lo, we actually, for people that don't know this, D'Lo and Cat only played in one game because
No
Cat got
way.
hurt. Yeah, so they played against the Raptors. Was their only game they actually played together, and they barely lost to the Raptors. They were up most of that game, and the Raptors made it to the East Finals. Or was it
Yeah.
the East semis? I think maybe the East semis. But they won the championship the year before too, so it's a very good team. And I think just D'Lo and Cat alone on a team running pick and roll can be a very successful team. But if you put another huge scorer around him, a big star, I mean, I don't see any reason why they can't compete for the eighth seed.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so we already got the big two. We got Cat and D'Lo, but D'Lo's only an 84 in 2K. Which
That is, don't even get me on that. That is just a travesty that man's only an 84 in 2K when
like
Fred VanVleet's an 85 and D'Lo's an 84. That's just a travesty.
seriously though, because I feel like if I made a my player right now, I could get him up to an 84 in like 2 months, in like a month.
Yeah, in my league, he goes to like a 91 overall after like a year.
Like he's a very solid like.
People forget he was an all-star in Brooklyn. He averaged 23 points. Like I didn't really get the 2K rating, honestly. That was a pretty bad rating.
Well, what would you rate him?
Right now, I give him an 87, and I think he'll probably prove that he's even better than that. I think he could be an 88 or 89 by the end of the year.
See, for me, I put him at 88 right now.
88 right now. Yeah, I mean he's one of the best point guards in the. I'm not going to say he's top 3 point guard in the league because that's reserved for Damian, Kyrie, and Steph.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a top 6, 7 point guard in the league for sure.
What people forget about D'Angelo Russell is that he's such a good passer.
Yeah, he's an awesome passer.
I'd say passing is probably his best skill.
Yeah, passing and playmaking. He's a very good passer and playmaker.
But people think of him more as like a shooting guard. So that would have been the problem with having him and LaMelo on the same team. Is they're both great passers. Like I would almost say D'Angelo Russell is like a pass first player.
Yeah, he definitely looks to spread. He's more so of a scorer, but he definitely looks to pass the ball every single time he's in the pick and roll before he shoots that thing.
He's a great pick and roll player. So like, I don't know. So I do think that Edwards is going to get a lot of.
He'll get a lot of So I think last year what the issue was with his like inefficient shooting is he was the one taking the ball up the court and he was the one coming off the picks and trying to hit these contested threes. But I think like setting him up on the wing or the corner and D'Lo kicking it out to him, I think he'll be pretty efficient.
No, yeah, it's like that's the same with like so many players. Like when they're in high school, they're the guy.
Mm-hmm.
When they're in college, they're the guy. Like when any team played Georgia this year, they only were focused on Anthony Edwards. So now you put him on a team with Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. Now this is where he's either going to break because he's used to being the guy and he's not going to be the guy anymore, or he's going to thrive because now he's going to have so many more opportunities because either he's going to be able to pass the ball more because he's going to get double teamed and he'll be able to find other guys that are just as like talented as him.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be getting open shots because the defense is going to have to direct themselves up elsewhere.
And I'd bet on Thrive. I mean, at Georgia, I was reading a lot of teams played a box and one against them. They just stack the paint and have someone follow him the whole game. And I think that was really hard for him because he's a great inside scorer, but they kind of forced him to shoot a lot from the outside. So I think having him and he got double teamed every single time he touched the ball. That's just the way it was.
And that's not going to happen in the NBA.
No.
That never happens in the NBA. Like they don't even do that.
Too many people to worry about.
Yeah, everyone in the NBA is a good basketball player.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll definitely be a beneficiary of not having to have the ball in his hands all the time. I would love to have him play make a little bit too, but just not as much as
Well, yeah, you put
D'Lo
him at
for sure. Yeah,
you can put him at the 1 and put D'Lo at why not?
yeah.
Why not have him